Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I have a completely different setup because my microphone has been giving me issues. So then my sister was like, I'll save the day. And she has just offered her microphone and was like, here, use this. So I have a completely different setup for Taemin. And this is going to be an update reading for him. You guys have no idea how many, in how many different places I wrote this reading to remind me. I wrote it in my agenda, I wrote it on my notes, I put it as an event actually on my Google Calendar. I put it everywhere so I will not forget that I'm supposed to record this video in celebration of Taemin's return of his military service. So I find it kind of hilarious that I put it in a bunch of places, so I will remember to record it early and be able to have this video in time for a good, not a good day, but like a date closest to his release date. Okay, but in this update reading, it's basically like an individual reading, which you guys should be familiar with since I have already done an individual reading for Taemin, and this format is the same, it's just a bit shorter. But let's just jump into it and figure out what is his current energy. We have the moon reverse, the 10 of Pentacles upright, and then we have Temperance reverse. So seeing the cards right now, it feels like he can't wait to be on his own for some time, because I'm seeing the moon reverse almost as a hermit for some reason. So I do feel that right now he really kind of wants to go back home and be on his own for some time to kind of power himself or bring himself back together somehow. But the moon card reverse will actually show that right now he feels like he had some revelation or some sort of clarity, because usually upright the moon talks about the unknown, it talks about mystery, about someone not being able to see things clearly. So with it in reverse, I kind of feel that for him it's actually the opposite effect. He feels like his mind is clear, he kind of feels like he can organize his schedule again and be more aware of what's going on and what's happening and what he wants, how he wants things to work out. It feels like currently he is in an energy where he feels like whatever fog he had in his mind or whatever I guess was bothering him is finally going away. So now he can actually see things clearly, he can put his thoughts together, he can actually again organize his schedule or organize his way of viewing things and something that he's a bit more familiar with. So again, I guess the best way to describe it, since he's coming back from his military service, is that he's finally going back to his routine and he seems to feel comfortable with that. Now, another thing that I think he will be very happy with, or his current energy kind of shows that he's very happy with, is this 10 of Pentacles, which is supposed to represent that he is working on his legacy, he is working on his long-term goals, and he is finding some sort of closure. So I do feel that I guess it was part of his plan to finish his military service. I think he can kind of check that thing off and be like, I am done with that, never again. Also, with the 10 of Pentacles, it kind of shows that he is working on his finances, he's working on his wealth and his money and his career, and he is working on establishing something a lot more stable, a lot more concrete, something long-lasting. And with this card being right here, it kind of shows that in his current energy, he feels pretty good about what he has, and he feels even better that he can work towards that again. Now, the last card that we have right here is a Temperance reverse, which kind of shows that he still feels a little bit out of balance. He still feels like he hasn't completely acclimated himself to his environment. So I hope I use that word correctly, but if I'm thinking of the right word, then right now he is kind of trying to bring himself back to a comfortable place, or he's trying to kind of readjust to the new environment. I do feel that 2 years or so of not being in the industry has probably made him I don't think it has delayed him in any way, shape, or form, but things have definitely changed and they're a bit different. So I do feel that he will be kind of bringing himself to this new environment. Also, a bunch of things have gone down with SM, so I do feel that he will be coming back. You know that meme of like, I think that a guy comes in with a pizza and like the whole place is on fire and everyone's fighting. In this case, or also that meme about the dog that is sitting and surrounded by fire. I do feel that that's kind of where Taemin is at. He's gonna come back to the industry and it's a mess. He's gonna come back to SM and it's a mess. He's going to kind of come back and be like, wait, what is even going on? Why is everyone the way that they are? Or like why is everything such a mess? He himself is gonna have a lot of clarity with the moon reverse, but then when he steps into his environment, so going back into the industry, he's going to be like, why is everything out of whack? Why is everything a mess? What is going on? I think he's going to be taken aback a little bit, and it's going to take him a while to kind of readjust himself to the I guess the environment of the music industry, specifically with SM and the company and how everything has been kind of crazy. But let's jump onto the second section of this reading, which is career. So let's get an update on Taemin's career. We have Round and Round. Okay, so this card is kind of talking about cycles and how things are always going in circles of sorts, right? There's always a beginning, there's always an end, there's always lessons that have to be learned, and things along those lines. But hold up, let's get a clarifier for this Round and Round. What is going on with Taemin's career? Oh, 3 cards, perfect. So we have the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 2 of Cups. So there's a lot of good things going on here, as well as a bit of stress going around as well. So for his career, we have the Round and Round, which talks about cycles and having to break free from those, or understanding why things are going the way that they are. I do have a feeling that in his career, even if things may seem different or may seem a bit chaotic at first, he's going to realize very quickly and very soon that it's still the same old thing, right? He's going to go back to his routine very quickly. He's going to adjust just as quickly as well, and he's going to get back in the groove working very quickly. So I think that it's just going to be like the initial shock that will kind of bring him like, oh, what is going on? But then eventually he's, again, very quickly, I think he's a person that's very good at adapting to the places that he's in and the environment that he's at. So he will be able to kind of put himself together and get back to work and continue where he left off, kind of thing. Now the 5 of Cups, so a bit of the clarifiers is that with the 5 of Cups, there is a sense of crying over spilled milk, right? So crying over something that is not a big deal, in the sense of, yeah, maybe at first things are chaotic, maybe at first things are not what was expected. However, there's still some positives out there, right? Because the 5 of Cups usually shows someone that's a bit more pessimistic, someone that's focusing on the negatives rather than the positives. So with this card being right here, it kind of shows that Taemin is not going to feel that comfortable with how things have changed, or will feel a little bit out of place, and that will make him be a bit unhappy at first glance. Like he's going to be like, oh, everything's so different, I don't like this, I don't like that. However, it's just going to take a little bit of adjustments before he can pick up his career, because with the Ace of Pentacles right here, it kind of shows that after he gets over his initial shock, he will very quickly just get an opportunity or start on a project that it's guaranteed to be successful and a long-lasting benefit of sorts. So again, this Ace of Pentacles is showing that in his career, money's going to be coming in, projects are coming in, opportunities are coming in, and he will be able to just continue with his career anew. So either new ideas, a new version of himself, or just, again, new projects. And the last card that we have for his career is the 2 of Cups. So he's going to feel like himself again. He's going to feel connected to his present self. He's going to feel like he can be himself again. He's going to feel at home, because the 2 of Cups talks about a union, right? And I don't think this is necessarily talking about him having some sort of union in a romantic sense or even a friendship sense with other people. I think it's kind of more talking about the union within himself. Like if he felt a bit disconnected before or during his military service, now that he's back, he's going to feel like himself again. He's going to feel like he is like his spirit and his soul is connected to his body, like his physical body. So what I'm getting at is that he finally feels like his sense of responsibility is in the same plane as his goals and achievements. So now he doesn't feel like he's carrying a burden because of the responsibilities that he has to work on, but instead he feels a bit more satisfied and happy, and even looks forward to working in his career because that is more in alignment with what he feels happy, comfortable, and I guess also in alignment with his goals. But let's go on to the third section of his reading, which is the love aspect. So what is going on with Taemin's love life? We have go the distance. So if he has met someone that he would like to have a romantic relationship with, this card is kind of showing that right now is a very good time to go after that relationship and making it happen. So go the distance is kind of like going through that stretch, that final stretch to win a race or to achieve a goal or to get closer to something. So in this go the distance, it's kind of like he has been chugging along in this lifetime, going through his journey, doing his thing, and now is a very good time to do like that final push or to get closer and put the last bit of strength into achieving a goal or reaching a certain point in his life. So with go the distance kind of shows that right now he's in a very good place to start a relationship, or he's in a very good place to start courting whoever it is that he wants in his life. Which, I mean, I don't really know if he's that interested in relationships, or at least he wasn't like 2 years ago when I did his individual reading. I don't think he got anything that made me think, oh, he has someone in his life. Anyway, so let's get more details about his love life. So what's going on with Taemin's love life? We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and then the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so he's not in a rush to be in a relationship. He's not in a rush to start entering into that side of his life. He's a very patient person because we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this kind of shows that he likes to plan things out. He likes to pay attention to the place that he's in his life right now and where he wants to go and where he's headed, basically. He likes to nurture everything that he does in his life from the beginning. So in a romantic relationship, he will like to put a lot of time and effort into it from the very, very beginning. So he is not half-assing any of this. He is not necessarily interested in just, play around because, again, Taemin is someone that actually focuses a lot on his career and on his goals. So if part of his goals is not to be in a romantic relationship, then he's not going to chase after it. He's not going to force it either. This Seven of Pentacles shows that he's a very patient person. If he's going down the course of his life and love happens to blossom, then he'll definitely welcome it. But again, he's not forcing it. He's not pushing it. Also, with this Knight of Pentacles, I initially thought it was actually the Page of Pentacles, so that's why I kind of hesitated when I saw this card, because I was like, wait, what is this? With this card being reversed, I do feel that he's slowly approaching this Knight of Pentacles energy, which will talk about someone that is a slow-moving energy. It's the slowest knight of the deck. It is slow and steady, also very stable. So it's a slow and steady type of movement, type of action. So in this case, it kind of shows that he is someone that doesn't rush into relationships. So his idea of go the distance, I guess, it will be translated to potentially finding someone that is worth not even going quickly for, but kind of worth considering a relationship. Let me put it that way. But anyway, with this Knight of Pentacles reverse, I also feel that he is slowly approaching this new energy of someone that's very observant, someone that is analyzing the situation, someone that is very stable, slow and steady paced relationship. So in this case, I do feel that in his love life, he's not forcing a relationship, but he may have encountered someone that will be worth a shot, or it will be definitely like that person will definitely bring something good into his life, or will bring some sort of, I guess, happiness and benefit in his life. So in this case, I do feel that Taemin has, in his love life, he may have found someone, or he may be in a state where it's advisable for him to definitely chase after whatever it is that brings him happiness. And I guess it could be a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to as well. I do feel that with all these pentacles right here, it could be his career. This man is in love with his career, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, let's go on to the last section of his reading, which is the healing messages. Now that I think about it, this reading went by very quickly. Anyway, let's jump into the healing messages for Taemin. So any healing messages for him? We have the turkey spirit with give with gratitude and grace. We have the rabbit spirit reverse with now is a lucky time. Oh, and then the horse spirit reverse with freedom is yours. So let's start with the turkey spirit. So with the turkey spirit, it says give gratitude and grace. It kind of feels that right now life wants him to be in a state where he is grateful, where he is focusing on the positive and is trying to begin this routine or this practice of trying to focus on everything that works, try to focus on everything that brings him happiness, try to be grateful for all the good things that he sees in his life. So basically not take things for granted anymore. I do feel that the universe wants him to notice the beautiful things that he has in his life, how things are working out for him, and in return that will bring him a lot of positivity, that will also bring him this kind of lighthearted energy of being like, okay, I'm not alone in this, I have a good support system out there, you know, I'm loved, I'm cared for. So by being grateful for the things that he has in his life, it will definitely change his way of viewing things and bring him a sense of relief and happiness in his life. So I do feel that's why the turkey spirit is here. Now we have the rabbit spirit right here with now is a lucky time, but it's reversed. So I do feel that the reason why this turkey spirit is here and this rabbit card is here is kind of to push Taemin in this energy and trying to shift him into a more positive outlook in his life and in his journey, trying to make sure that he understands that if things don't work out the way that he plans it, it's not a bad thing. He is being looked after, he's being taken care of by the universe and his spiritual team. Like, he doesn't have to worry about anything because things are slowly going to work out, and he is someone that is very patient and a very hard worker individual. So I don't think he's super worried about timing itself, but I do think that he does worry when things don't go as planned. So in this case, this card being right here, the rabbit spirit reverse, is kind of reassuring him that everything is working out, even if it doesn't seem like that at first. If something doesn't work out the way that he had expected it, it's just because he needs to go through this detour or has to like learn a lesson, or it's just because it wasn't going to give him the result that he's actually looking forward to or expecting or desiring. So basically, if things don't work out in a certain way, or like the path towards a certain goal that he has in mind doesn't pan out, is because there's another path that can definitely get him to that same result or even better that he was expecting. Now we have the horse spirit reverse with freedom is yours. So with this card in reverse, I do feel that there is a lot of baggage or a lot of energy that was kind of holding him back recently, but this horse spirit reverse is kind of showing him or reassuring him that he can finally feel lighthearted again. He can let go of the baggage. He can let go of the things that didn't work out for him. He can let go of responsibilities, you know, that burden of having to do things that have to be done, or like things that he felt like he was forced to do or whatever. Like, he is slowly getting rid of that energy of like, oh, I have to do this, oh, this has to be done, and try to get rid of that energy and be more in the state of mind where he feels like, I can finally do what I want. I can finally continue doing what I was working on those projects, working on those goals, on the creativity, on those ideas, right? Like, he's finally feeling like himself again, which is what the Two of Cups was saying, and that will give him a lot of freedom, a lot of optimism, and again, being about a lot more grateful and in this state of energy that is kind of more positive, free flowing, and in a way more dynamic as well. Like, I feel he will be able to do more because now he feels like himself again and he feels happy, and that's kind of like the goal right here. Like, the healing energy that's coming through is to kind of remind him that he's not alone and things are going to work out, and kind of remind him to come back to himself and that he can have the freedom to do what he wants. But before I end up this reading, let's take out some tea leaf and see if there's anything else that has to come through. So the first card that came out was Teapot with deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So I think he's going to finally feel at home, probably coming back to his friends, coming back to his circles, coming back to people that understand him and people that know him. The next card that we have right here is Valley, with deep personal strength and peace that assure success. So yeah, if for whatever reason, if he was worried about his career, his money, his finances, life right here is trying to reassure him that there's nothing to worry about, because he does have a bunch of pentacles. He has the 10 of pentacles, which does talk about success. It does talk about money coming in and ending a cycle that brings a lot of happiness. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Seven of Pentacles. So there is a lot of money and career and health and stability coming through for him in this reading in all areas of his life. So again, with the Valley card right here, there shows that he has nothing to worry about. I don't think he's necessarily worried about his finances as much as he's worried about his career, and not like it's not gonna work out or things are going to fail, but more along the lines of like it feels like right now he just kind of wants to go back to work. And the main thing that I feel he could be fearing is actually not being able to readjust fast enough for it to match his desire to already be working. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to get at. But let's see. Any more messages for Taemin's reading? So we have the Tulip card with great passion. And we have the Claw with be careful, do not take risks. So yeah, right now it's a very good time for him to take it slow. I do feel that life doesn't really want him to push himself more than he has to, or more than he can, actually. Let me phrase it that way. I do feel that he is in a state where he really wants to go back to work. He really wants to go back into his projects and continue as if nothing has happened, as if not 2 years have passed, right? Like he wants to go back to where he left off, kind of thing. And even though it is something that will bring him a lot of happiness, bring him back to himself and be very satisfied and stuff, life wants to make sure that he doesn't overdo it, right? He's still human. He still needs to rest. He still needs to give himself a bit of a break. He needs to kind of put himself back together. Like jumping back to work could definitely bring him a lot of happiness, but he needs to be aware that he's human and that his body needs to rest, basically. And also with the be careful, do not take risks, right? So with that Claw card, I do feel that life is trying to, in a way, warn him that things have changed. So he should kind of look very, very carefully before he takes action or before he starts working on projects, to make sure that he has the right people working with him. But yeah, with a great passion, it kind of shows that life wants to make sure, or like the message here is that he should do his best to not be blinded by what he wants to do, by his desires and passions in regards to what his goals are, and make sure that he's actually being very careful and actually analyzing his environment, the surroundings, maybe the opportunities coming in, actually analyze them for what they are, the benefits and the projects, if they even match what it is that he wants in his life, and not just kind of jump into them just because he wants to get back to work. Yeah, it definitely feels like he's some sort of workaholic. I guess his job is a very good creative outlet for him, and that could be the reason why he can't wait to just get back to work. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope everything comes out nicely, because I do have a completely different setup, and I'm using a completely different microphone, and I mean, that's not a completely different setup, but sound-wise it is. So I do hope that it's easy for my editor monkey out there to be able to edit this video smoothly and nicely. I hope you guys also enjoyed it, because I don't know how different it's going to sound. Maybe some of you are going to be like, what is this sound? What is going on? I can't even hear how she's breathing. And it's so annoying. I don't know. I actually have no clue how you guys will take it and how you will feel about this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you leave a lot of love and support to Taemin, because he's coming back. Guys, even my mom was missing him. Like, she was like, I miss that he hasn't taken out any songs. I can't wait for him to come back. And I was like, you know what, Mom? Me too. I actually can't wait for him to come back. I don't really know what it is about Taemin that, unlike other like idols, I was like very impatiently but patiently waiting for him to come back. Like, I will have those times that I was like, wait, he's not back yet? Oh, I hope he's doing well. Oh, I hope he comes back. I guess because the group that I follow, right, has not gone through their military service, so I haven't reached that point of like my favorite idol's still gone, right? But Taemin is the closest thing I have gotten to that to that mode where I'm like, when is he coming back? Even though I already knew, oh, he's coming back like in April, I was still like, when is he coming back? You know that feeling, right? Also, I kind of want to mention that I have opened my Patreon. I finally will say it because I remember since I just did something in regards to it, and my editor monkey always indirectly tells me off because I don't mention it, but that's because I forget. But yeah, I have a Patreon. Feel free to check it out to see if you like any of the benefits that you can get from there. I will see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And make sure that you give a lot of love and support to Taemin. And make sure that you tell me in the comments below how excited you are to see him. Because I am excited to see if he's going to come back with a group. Come back, you know, maybe with the rest of SHINee. Or if he's going to have like a solo thing. Or if Super M is going to do something. Like, I don't know what SM is going on about. Like, is SM even a company still? Okay, I'm going to shut up. I've been giving so much shit to SM because they're like a mess. But you know, that's none of my business. It is my business if the music is not out though. Forget it. It is my business. Anyway, I'll cut it here. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Love and healing from my part to you. See you on the next one. There you go. Bye.